What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. Well, the WBA has announced that it's a strong possibility that they could strip 8-division world champion, legendary, iconic Filipino superstar boxer, currently the WBA welterweight world champion, Manny Pacquiao, if he pushes through with this fight against UFC superstar, legendary boxer, MMA fighter, Conor McGregor in the second quarter of 2021 that's being reported. They said that due to the pandemic and due to sports being on hold and being suspended, it's been well over a year since now Manny Pacquiao won the title from then undefeated former unified WBA, WBC welterweight world champion superstar boxer Keith one-time Thurman. And he has to defend the title against a mandatory challenger or just somebody. And in the ranking system of the WBA, and Conor McGregor is not ranked. So they said that Conor McGregor, doesn't fit the bill. And if Conor McGregor and Manny Pacquiao does come to fruition in the second quarter, like it's being reported and was confirmed by Manny Pacquiao and Conor McGregor's team, that the WBA will push forward, strip him, and could possibly see Yordenis Ugas and Jamal James fight for the WBA super title or the official WBA world champion. So also, interestingly enough, Manny Pacquiao has been rumored to face 4-division Mexican superstar, world champion superstar boxer Mikey Garcia. And Mikey Garcia is high in the ranking system. Actually, I believe Mikey Garcia is #1 in the WBA ranking system. And Mikey Garcia has been rumored and linked to facing Manny Pacquiao. So if Manny Pacquiao goes that route of facing Mikey Garcia, he'll satisfy his WBA duties to defend the title, and he does so against a top 10 guy in the WBA ranking system. If he was to be stripped of the title and the title, Jamal James and Yordenis Ugas face off for the essentially what would be the vacant WBA title. But Yordenis Ugas is the WBA regular champion. He just won that title a few weeks ago. This just makes the road for undisputed for Errol Spence, a little more rocky, because now he would have to face the winner of Jamal James and Yordenis Ugas to become unified with the WBC, because Errol Spence Jr. is undefeated WBC IBF welterweight world champion superstar boxer, and he's looking to fight Manny Pacquiao for that WBA title. But things would look a lot different. The landscape will look a lot different should Manny Pacquiao be stripped of the title, and we have Jamal James and Yordenis Ugas fighting for the vacant WBA official title. And then the winner of that fight, Errol Spence, will have to fight the winner of that fight. And that's not going to validate, not too many fans are going to be happy with that fight, right? It was understandable if it's Manny Pacquiao that holds the belt and Errol Spence has a huge, massive pay-per-view fight for that WBA unification bout. But if it's the winner, Jamal James, Yordenis Ugas, fans are going to be calling for Errol Spence to go ahead and face undefeated 3-division world champion, currently the WBO welterweight world champion, superstar boxer Terrence Bud Crawford, opposed to facing off against Yordenis Ugas, Jamal James winner. It's not going to be a pretty sight if Errol Spence tries to face the winner of that fight, because fans are going to say you might as well go ahead and unify against Terrence Crawford, who's also a champion, and that happens to be the biggest fight in the sport of boxing. It will be given a pass if Errol Spence was to face off against Manny Pacquiao for that belt for unification, a massive pay-per-view event. But it will not go over well with the fans if Errol Spence faces the winner, Jamal James, Yordenis Ugas, for that title. Fans are going to call for him to go ahead and just push for the fight with Terrence Crawford at that point in time. Now, like I said, all of this could be done away with if Manny Pacquiao go ahead and faces Mikey Garcia, who is ranked #1, I believe, in the WBA, or #2 in the WBA ranking system. So that's valid. That's validation. I believe Mikey Garcia, he moved up to #1 after Yordenis Ugas became the regular champion, if I'm not mistaken. He's no further than #2. So this could be all washed away if Manny Pacquiao just go ahead and face Mikey Garcia. As being reported, Mikey Garcia did say that he's 100% sure he's going to land the Manny Pacquiao fight. So the saga just gets more and more confusing, but it's clearing up. And like I said, all Manny Pacquiao has to do is go ahead and fight Mikey Garcia. Still be a huge pay-per-view event, and it counts against the ranking system. A fight between himself and Conor McGregor is not going to do it. Now, that's a big money fight, quote-unquote, a charity fight, a crossover sport fight, but it won't get the job done for the ranking system, so Manny Pacquiao could be stripped. So we just got to wait and see how this all plays out and unfolds. Hopefully, in my opinion, I'm hoping Manny Pacquiao goes ahead and fights Mikey Garcia next, thus allowing us to have the Errol Spence Manny Pacquiao fight for unification at some point in the second or third quarter of 2021, heading into the massive, because I'm going to favor Errol Spence to beat Manny Pacquiao, heading into a massive undisputed showdown with Terrence Crawford, in late 2021. So let's just see how this all unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. In another scenario, I could say this. Let's say Errol Spence, decides to still wait on the Manny Pacquiao fight just for a nice pay-per-view lucrative fight. Terrence Crawford, that leaves the door open for Terrence Crawford to face the winner, Yordenis Ugas, Jamal James. And that would be valid, right? Because if he can't get the Errol Spence fight, and Errol Spence at that point in time chooses to go the route of just getting a lucrative pay-per-view fight with Manny Pacquiao, then Terrence Crawford could face the winner, Yordenis Ugas, Jamal James, and he can himself become unified. And then I'm favoring Terrence Crawford to beat either Jamal James or Yordenis Ugas. Then he would be the WBO, WBA champion, thus going into an Errol Spence fight, still for undisputed. Now, 2 belts on the side of Terrence Crawford, 2 belts on the side of Errol Spence. Errol Spence would then, at that point, would still have to defend his title against Showtime's Sean Porter, who's his mandatory. So let's just say he don't go in a lucrative fight with Manny Pacquiao. And let's say he goes into a rematch with Showtime's Sean Porter, who's a 2-time welterweight world champion and currently the WBC mandatory challenger for Errol Spence. He's also the WBO mandatory challenger for Terrence Crawford. But I'm sure Sean Porter likes his chances against, Errol Spence, and he doesn't have to worry about, a friendship with Terrence Crawford, standing in the way with his situation with Errol Spence, and he wants to rectify the loss he suffered to Errol Spence, losing the WBC title. So I'm sure at that point, let's say Manny Pacquiao stripped, Errol Spence faces Sean Porter for his mandatory challenge, and then Terrence Crawford fights the winner, Yordenis Ugas, and Jamal James. Perfect scenario. So let's see how everything unfolds. But that's all I got for y'all. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to New Media. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.